Good morning, children. In today's session, I'm going to take class for 7th standard science, and the lesson name is health and hygiene. So, in the previous class, we saw about the hygiene, health and hygiene, that is community hygiene, and we started with the care of the body. So, in the previous class, we saw about the dental care, and we have to continue now with the diseases affecting the teeth. Now, that is disease affecting the teeth. Okay, children, so these are we are going to see now. In the last class we saw about the dental care, how we have to take care of our teeth, and now diseases. Failure to have oral hygiene, that is, if we don't care about our teeth, our hygiene results in the disease which affects our teeth. Some of the diseases affecting the teeth and gums, their agents and remedial measures are given below in the table. See down here, children. So if you have this disease, what you have to do? That is, first is the name of the disease. Next, causative agents, how it is caused, and what are the impacts, and then what are the remedial measures. Okay, so these we are going to see now. Name of the disease, how it is caused, what are the impacts on that, and what are the remedies for that. First, we are going to see the bleeding gums. Okay, bleeding, that is blood you get from your gums. Okay, then because of vitamin C deficiency. Since you have vitamin C deficiency, you get the bleeding gums. That is, impacts are the bleeding of the gums. Okay, bleeding of gums. And what are the remedies? That is, eating citrus fruits. If you eat citrus food, you can get vitamins. You can avoid vitamin C deficiency. Okay, children, we have to eat lot of citrus fruits if you have to avoid bleeding of gums, and since you can avoid vitamin C deficiency. Then is tooth decay. That is with bacteria in teeth. Because of bacteria in teeth, what happens here? Tooth decays. That is, bacteria produces acids in your teeth. Okay, children, because of tooth decay. So what are the remedies for that? That is, brushing and flossing the teeth can prevent decay. That is, brushing your teeth twice a day, and flossing. That is, flossing means cleaning. Okay, flossing the teeth can prevent decay. Okay, children, flossing the teeth can prevent the decay. And the next point is periodontitis. Periodontitis, for this, tobacco chewing. So tobacco chewing means melradillia tobacco, that is pogailat sodonia. Tobacco chewing is very severe. For that severe form of gum disease, ruins the bones, gums and other tissues. Ruins the bones, gums and other tissues. And what are the remedies for this? Is chewing type of tobacco should be avoided. So tobacco should be avoided, and you have to eat well-balanced diet. Okay, children. So these are the disease affecting the teeth. That is, name of the disease, causative agents, impacts and what are the remedies you have to do for this. First is the bleeding gums. What deficiency have? Vitamin C deficiency. And what are the impacts that is bleeding of gums? To get this vitamin, so avoid this vitamin C deficiency, you have to eat many citrus fruits. And then tooth decay. So because of this, what happens? Teeth in the bacteria forms, and the bacteria, what it does? It produces acids, and then brushing and flossing the teeth is a remedy for that. Then periodontitis is a tobacco chewing, is a causative agent. Because of this, it ruins bones and gums. And to avoid this tobacco, you have to avoid this tobacco, and you have to eat well-balanced diet. Okay, children. Next, we are going to see the eye care. So next is the eye care, children. So eyes, everybody know how much is important. Eye is very important for us, everybody knows. So eyes are an important organ of our body. They are considered as windows to the world. Okay, they are considered as a windows. Eye is considered as a windows to the world. So eyes are the windows. Eyesight is the most important sense. So because eyesight is very important, children, because of this eye only we are seeing the whole world, right? So 80% of what we perceive comes through the sense of sight. Protecting the eyes. Protecting the eyes can reduce the odds of blindness and vision loss. That is, by protecting eyes, we can avoid the blindness. Blindness means blindness and vision loss. That is, the vision loss. We should protect our eye from the diseases, surroundings and climatic conditions. So we have to protect eye from the disease, surroundings and as well as the climatic condition. Now, disease affecting eye. Disease affecting the eyes and the remedial measures are given below. So remedial is nothing but the treatment what I said. So here also first we saw about the dental care, that is teeth. Now we are going to see the disease affecting the eye. First is the night blindness. Okay, children, name of the disease is the night blindness. Night blindness. That is, causative agents are lack of vitamin A. Okay, lack of vitamin A. And the impacts are to see, makes it hard to see well at night or in poor light. Hard to see in poor light. Okay, children. And then what are the remedial measures? Eat foods rich in vitamins like carrots and papaya. So, carrots and papaya have rich vitamins. So, we have to eat this type of foods. That is, night blindness, to avoid this, that is lack of vitamin A. Then a lack of vitamin A is disorder of the cells in your retina. So in the eye you have a retina in the center. So to disorder of the cells, because of this you have lack of vitamin A. Then it is hard to see in poor light. And what are the remedies? You have to eat food rich in the vitamins like carrots and papaya. Next is the conjunctivitis. Conjunctivitis, that is otherwise called as a pink eye. Otherwise called as a pink eye, caused by the virus and bacteria. So these are caused by the virus and bacteria, and one or both eyes can be affected. So what are the impacts? That both the eyes can be affected. Highly contagious, can be spread by contamination and sneezing. So spread by contamination and sneezing. Okay, children. So how it is spread? It spreads by contaminated and sneezing. And antibiotic eye drops or ointments are the home remedy. So eye drops or the eye ointment can use. These are the remedies for this. Okay, children. So conjunctivitis, it's otherwise called as the pink eye. It is caused by the virus and the bacteria. And what happens? It spreads by the contamination and the sneezing. And the remedy is for that you can use eye drops or the ointment. Okay, children. Next is the color blindness. Color blindness. Okay, children, color blindness, that is genetic condition. That is then difficulty in distinguishing between colors. You cannot identify the colors. Inability to see shades or tones of the same color. So that is distinguishing between colors, to identify the colors. Difficulty in identifying the colors, and there is no known cure for color blindness. So there is no treatment for blindness, and contact lenses and glasses with filters. Okay, so there is no cure for color blindness. No cure for color blindness. So the filters, that is, you can use is glasses, lenses and glasses with filters. Okay, children. So color blindness, that is genetic condition, that is heredity. Then is difficulty to identify the colors. In the color blindness itself, we can understand that it's difficulty in identifying the colors, and there is no cure for the color blindness. And contact lens and glasses are the filters for this which can use. So, what are the diseases which affecting the children? Night blindness, conjunctivitis, and color blindness. Night blindness, lack of vitamin A, hard to see the poor light, and the rich vitamin in carrots and papaya you can intake it. That is a remedy. Conjunctivitis is the pink eye, that is virus and bacteria spread by contamination and sneezing. And the eye drops or ointment are the remedies for this. And the color blindness, genetic condition, difficult to identify the color and no cure for the color blindness. Okay, children. Then hair care. Next we'll go to the hair care. So eye care, I think you have understood. Dental care we saw, eye care. Now we are going to go to the hair care. Okay, children. Hair care. So, the condition of the hair reflects to some extent the nutritional status and general health of the body. Thin, sparse hair means less hair, and the loss of hair indicates a poor nutritional status. Okay, the poor nutrition which you intake because of this thin, less hair and the loss of hair indicates a poor nutritional status. The deficiencies in diet. So, the intake of diet, what you take in that deficiency, physical and mental illness of various kinds may lead to premature graying of hair. Graying of hair means hair mudi vandu vellai agudilla, that is called as a gray. Gray hair means vella mudi nu solralliya, that is graying of premature graying of hair. That is when you are young itself you get the gray hair. The hair follicles, that is outer layer of skin, from there you start that hair follicle from which the hair grows, produce oil which keeps the hair smooth. So the hair follicles, what happens from there, the hair grows, produces oil which keeps the hair smooth, and the sweat and the dead skin cells come off the scalp. So this is the scalp. Okay, children, from the scalp only the hair grows. So the oil, sweat and dead cells all add together and make the hair greasy. Greasy means oily. Okay, and look dirty unless it is washed regularly. So it looks dirty. Okay, so unless it is washed regularly. So the oil you put and the sweat, okay, that comes out of your scalp and the dead cells, all these add together. What happens? Make the hair oily and dirty. Okay, unless you can wash your hair regularly. Then keeping hair clean and healthy. Okay, children, regular hair wash and massage of the scalp. So regular hair wash, daily hair wash and massage the scalp. If you take a massage, will remove the dead skin cells, excess oil and dust. Okay, whatever is in your scalp, that is excess oil and dust, is removed by regular hair wash and massage. Rinsing the hair well. Rinsing means kulikkaradu. Okay, the hair well with clear water and using good tooth comb of hair dressing. The comb used for hair is highly essential for the maintenance of hair. To maintain your hair good, what you have to do, you have to rinse your hair well with clear water, and the comb you are using should be highly essential for the maintenance of hair, children. Okay, then diseases. A disease is a functional or physical change from a normal state. So now we are normal. So when the disease is affected, it's an abnormal state, okay, that you are getting the diseases by causing disability or discomfort. The following are the conditions that could lead to the development of disease in an individual. Okay, children, that is infection caused by disease causing microbes, that is microorganisms. Then lack of balanced diet, that is your nutrition is not good, that is balanced diet, that's a lack of that. Then poor lifestyle and unhealthy habits. So that is when your habits are not healthy, that means your lifestyle is very poor and your lack of balanced diet. Okay. Then malfunctioning of one or more body parts or organs. Malfunctioning means failure to function. Fail to function of your one or more body parts of organs. So these are the lead to the development of disease in an individual. So what did I say, children? Infection caused by the... Now we have finished the hair care. Next we are going to go to the diseases. What are the diseases I said? Diseases, that is infection caused by disease causing microbes. Then lack of balanced diet, I said that is not balanced. Then poor lifestyle and unhealthy habits. And that is malfunction of one or more body parts of your body parts, organs. Okay, so these are the disease. The prevention to avoid the disease and treatment to get disease can be considered in two groups for their better understanding. They may be communicable or non-communicable. That is communicable and non-communicable diseases. Okay, children, these are the two diseases. Now, communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are those diseases that spread from one person to another. So, already said that it spreads from one person to another person. So, healthy persons must be protected from people with communicable diseases. So, these healthy persons should be protected from these diseases. Okay, disease spread through contaminated air, water, food or vectors. Vectors means insects and other animals. These are called as vectors. What are vectors, student? That is, they are the insects or the other animals. So, disease spread these through contaminated air, water, food. So, these are called as diseases spread through these. Now, disease first caused by bacteria. We will see first. So, disease caused by bacteria. So, disease caused by bacteria. Okay, children, first we are going to see now. Now, communicable disease. So, what communicable disease? I said that is, it spreads from one person to another person are called as a bacterial disease. For example, tuberculosis, cholera and typhoid are caused by bacteria. Okay, children, tuberculosis, cholera and typhoid. So, these are caused by the bacteria. Then, these diseases spread through air, water and some other organism. First, we will see TB. That is tuberculosis, called as a TB. Is caused by Mycobacterium tubercle. That is tuberculosis caused by Mycobacterium tubercle. Okay, caused by this and spreads from one person to another person through air. Spreads one person to another person through air, spitting, prolonged contact. So, contact for a long time. Prolong means for a long time. Contact for a long time and sharing materials of the patient. Okay, children, sharing the materials of a patient, it spreads. And the symptoms are, so by this what are the symptoms means? Symptoms are, so what are the symptoms? Symptoms are fever, weight loss, then chronic means continuing for a long time. Okay, chronic cough. Chronic means that continues for a long time. That is chronic cough. And bloody spitting. That is spitting means another துப்புறது இல்லையா? ஸோ நீங்கள் துப்பும் போது அதில் வந்து blood வரும் இல்லையா? That is bloody spitting. And difficulty in breathing. Okay, children, these are the symptoms for tuberculosis. Okay, children. So, tuberculosis is caused by the Mycobacterium tubercle and spreads through air, spitting, prolong means that is for a long time, contact for a long time and sharing the materials of the patient. Okay, children. And the symptoms are fever, then weight loss. Weight loss means unga weight koreyirudhu. Okay, weight loss, chronic cough. Chronic means what I said, that is continuing for a long time, the cough, and then bloody spitting and difficulty in breathing. Okay, children. Then prevention and treatment is BCG vaccination you have to give. Vaccination is given. Okay, children. Then giving special attention to the patient. Okay, you have to give the special attention to this patient and then regular medication like DOT. And see the picture here, children. See this picture here. Those are having the book, page number 80. See, not using latrine. That is not using the toilets. That is using the latrine outside. Okay. Then not washing hands after touching fecus. Fecus means the toilet. This is fecus. That is waste material. Then see this here. Not washing food before preparing. Flies on food, not washing hands before preparing foods, not washing hands before eating and unsafe drinking water. So, these are this. So, next cholera is cholera is caused. Next is the cholera, children. So first we saw about the tuberculosis. Now we are going to see the cholera. That is, cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae. It's caused by the Vibrio cholerae. Okay, it's caused by Vibrio cholerae and spread through the consumption of contaminated food or water. Okay, children, spreads through contaminated food or water. The symptoms is vomiting. You know what is vomiting? Then severe diarrhea. Diarrhea means what I said, loose motion, right? Severe diarrhea and cramps, that is pain in legs, okay? Or makes difficult to move from one place to another because of this cramps in legs. Okay, these are the symptoms, children, of a cholera, that is caused by the Vibrio cholerae and spreads. How does it spread? Spreads through contaminated food or the water. And this, what are the symptoms? Is vomiting, severe diarrhea and the cramps in the legs. Okay, children. Now, what are the prevention and treatment for this cholera? Good hygienic practice like washing hands before eating. So, these are the treatments which you have to give to prevent cholera. That is, you have to good practice like washing hands before eating. Then avoid eating uncovered food from street vendors. Street vendors means those who sell in the street. Okay, so street you have to avoid this eating because when you are street, they are selling in the street, the food is uncovered. So you have to avoid this uncovered food to prevent this cholera. Then drinking boiled water. Okay, then getting vaccination against cholera. These are the prevention and treatment for cholera. Next is the typhoid. Next we'll go to the typhoid. So did you understand till this, children? So now we are going to see the typhoid. So all these are caused by the bacteria, children. Okay. Now typhoid is caused by this Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi, children. So this is caused by this Salmonella typhi and spreads by contaminated food and water. Spreads by contaminated food and water. Okay, children. Next is what are the symptoms there? Symptoms is anorexia. Anorexia means low body weight. Okay, children, the weight what is you are getting less. That is low body weight is called as a anorexia. So anorexia is a disease, means that is your weight is getting low. Okay, low body weight. Then headache. Then rashes. It's an allergy. Yeah, rashes on your abdomen. Abdomen means your stomach. Okay, that is rashes on your abdomen. And then dysentery and high fever up to 104. Dysentery and high fever up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, children. So what is disease caused by this is a Salmonella typhi. And how does it spread? It spreads through contaminated food and water. And the symptoms, what did you say? Anorexia. Anorexia means what I said, that is low body weight, headache, rashes, that is allergy on your abdomen, then dysentery and high fever up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Now to prevent this typhoid, what you have to do? Drink boiled clean water, proper disposal of sewage, and the vaccination should be taken. Okay, children. Now we have finished this communicable disease and we'll continue in the next class, disease caused by the virus. Okay, children. Thank you.